Hey YouTube, what is going on? It is Jax here back with another video. Today we are top 630 in the world using P.E.K.K.A BridgeSpam. I was just playing around on ladder today and I thought why not go back to my roots and push, and I actually did. I went up almost 300 trophies I believe with this deck, probably somewhere in like the 70% win percentage, which is pretty good considering I haven't been playing it much. So I have some really nice replays that I want to share against some pretty difficult matchups for a lot of players. Well, and a few just random matchups to maybe help you if you're in mid ladder, find out what your opponent is playing and how to counter it. So we'll go into some replays. Apologies for the replays. I think a lot of people got confused because in Ash's most recent video said my phone got, like, I got a new phone. I broke the screen and just got the screen repaired. So we're still with the same bad phone. Hopefully I can get one for my birthday, which is coming up in a few months. Trying to save up for that after we've gotten the computer. So first match here is going to be against Paputeven XD from Matola. That's just fun to say. I probably butchered both of those pronunciations, but who cares? It's fun. So I just go ahead and zap the tower here. I always just zap the tower if I have nothing in cycle. I like to cycle my ghost or bandit first play usually. So this guy has his lumberjack selected and he's gonna go in for the lumberjack. And so I kind of have an awkward cycle here. I go for my Iwas in the back. My plan here is to kill this lumberjack and then attack afterwards. So he's gonna go for a balloon in the other lane. I'm just gonna fireball that back, and at this point, since he has lumberjack and balloon, it's almost probably guaranteed to be bowler loon. So I just go for a magic archer, being very wary of his freeze. He could have just gone for a last second freeze and I might have been screwed over there. So we don't end up needing that magic archer, but it does kill the barbarrel. So he's gonna go in for an Inferno Dragon, and so Inferno Dragon is the only real DPS they have against the P.E.K.K.A. Everything else P.E.K.K.A is gonna get value against. So I go for a P.E.K.K.A super far out of the Inferno Dragon's range. We're just gonna kite it to both towers and kill it. P.E.K.K.A is full HP. We are looking really good. Look at his cycle. He's got a lumberjack, of course. He's going to be able to counter the P.E.K.K.A, but it's not going to be an elixir efficient trade whatsoever. So I go for a bandit and a battle ram in the other lane as well as the P.E.K.K.A, and then I get a little bit too aggressive with the zap here. We get 2 P.E.K.K.A shots, but we don't get a third. That zap really wasn't going to change anything. So now he's at a huge elixir advantage. He's up 5 with the Electro Dragon on the map, so that makes that 10. And I'm like, okay, there's no possible way I'm going to defend this tower. My goal is just not to get 3 crowned here, so I go for a fireball, and this is actually perfectly timed fireball. You see how the balloon didn't instantly drop? This wasn't on purpose, but it is a side effect of just good timing. I was able to fully reset the balloon's attack. If it had a little bit of less HP, I would have been able to go and maybe save that tower. But we do end up just killing the E-Drag. We don't want to take too much King Tower damage. We do have a nice lead on both of his towers though. So, gonna cycle my ghost in the back in the left lane. We're gonna go and still put pressure on the King Tower, because if he overcommits too much into the right lane, thinking that I'm only gonna go for that, having such a big damage lead on it, that I can still go in for the King Tower. We always want that pressure. So he cycles the bowler, lumberjack, and the Inferno Dragon. So I go in for the battle ram bandit and Royal Ghost. We just fireball this, and then I go for an Iwas off to the side, no bowler splash allowed, and it's going to help me take out some of the counter push in the left lane. Generally just a really nice Iwas there. So I go for a magic archer here and quickly zap the barbarrel. This geometry is going to allow me to hit both the Electric Dragon and the bowler, or excuse me, and the Inferno Dragon. P.E.K.K.A is going to take that tower, and then a quick ghost on top of the lumberjack once it locks on is going to kill that. E-Dragon is 1 shot for my King Tower. Fireball is going to come down, and bowler only gets 1 shot, and I can just go for a late Iwas. The barbarrel is not going to do enough damage. Very, very, very clean game right there. And we just end up taking the win against Lumberloon, which I thought was a hard counter for Lumberloon, but a lot of P.E.K.K.A players have been saying it's P.E.K.K.A's matchup. You just need to play really well in single, and I think we got into a good position there to do well in single. This guy definitely mismanaged his bowler a little bit, allowing us to win. So the next game here is against Luis Gem, and I played this game really terribly off the start. I got surprise fact a little bit, but honestly, I just played really badly. Like, this was just horrible gameplay by me. So he goes for a mini P.E.K.K.A in the back, and I go in for a P.E.K.K.A in the back, same lane. Look at his cycle. It's really bad. How could you screw this up, Jax? Well, we're going to find out. So he's going to go in for split bats in the middle, and then he hog riders in the other lane. So I wait for my Iwas a little bit. I tried to zap in on one of the bats, and I fail. So the Iwas is going to go ahead and just kill both of those bats. He gets 3 hog rider shots because of how late I was. Not an optimal start. I go in for my ghost. Sorry about that lag right there. He goes in for a skeleton army. I quickly zap, but nice skeleton army placement's going to allow him to fully kill that P.E.K.K.A because of the 2 skeletons and the hunter. And then the ghost just isn't going to get any value against that hunter, and we lose the ghost. So here I go in for a battle ram kite. This is a really nice battle ram kite by me. Honestly, probably the one decent play that I made in here. And so at this point, I was a bit confused because I thought he was playing Hog Princess, but he's not. After the mini P.E.K.K.A, Bats, and Hog, I thought he was playing Hog Princess, but he is playing... I didn't know he had Mega Knight. He's playing an interesting Mega Knight deck. I'm embarrassed about this. Fireball Predict on the Hunter. I knew his cycle. It was a really great idea by me. But this freeze frame says it all. That Fireball Explosion, and then the Hunter right there, just chilling. Bang. Bandit dies. We do have enough elixir for the P.E.K.K.A. It's not the worst overcommit I've ever made, but oh man, like for some reason I think after my break, like just because I've been getting better at like when my opponents cycle, like I've just been better at pinpointing my opponent's cycle in elixir recently, and that was a nice prediction, except that I just completely failed it. I was like, oh, because I was like, that was such a good prediction, gonna catch him off guard. He didn't have a good cycle for it. It would have been great. So we failed a prediction, and now our tower, we haven't even damaged his towers yet at all, and our towers are already halfway dead. Our tower is already halfway dead, so Mega Knight's just gonna come in. I let the Mega Knight jump, and we don't get any damage. It didn't work out at all, though we do have a nice elixir lead. So he's going to go in for the Hunter, I believe, on the Royal Ghost, or the mini P.E.K.K.A. He goes in for the Hunter. So since he goes in for the Hunter, I'm going to go for a Bandit in the back other lane. I want to cover a Hog Rider, go for a Magic Archer. He's going to go for a mini P.E.K.K.A, and at this point I can P.E.K.K.A the back. Because if he were to spam other lane, he can't do it because he has a mini P.E.K.K.A now. Mini P.E.K.K.A is the most dangerous thing because mini P.E.K.K.A can kill my Ewas and anything else I play. He doesn't have the mini P.E.K.K.A in cycle. He played it in the other lane, and my Magic Archer is going to have to get fireballed, which is going to mean if he fireballs and then plays a Hog Rider, I'm going to have plenty of elixir to defend it. He's not going to be able to surprise me with any big punish. So now I can go for a P.E.K.K.A in the back towards the mini P.E.K.K.A. Magic Archer again covering off that lane. Mega Knight comes down. The Bandit dash through the Mega Knight spawn, which I've never really seen before. I zap the Bats, but we're going to get back to another zap for my P.E.K.K.A here. So Hog Rider gets stuck on the Mega Knight and the Ewas in the P.E.K.K.A. We take no damage on the push, and now we have a huge counter push, but I don't even need to save my zap again, because look at this, my, what's it called, is going to end up doing it. My Ghost and Magic Archer are going to do a great job. Hunter walks out of the way, so I whiff the Fireball yet again on the Hunter. I just can't seem to Fireball Hunters, but we do get a lot of damage, and so now we're back in the damage lead. This is a really very, very nice. So we go in for the Bandit. He's going to go in for the mini P.E.K.K.A, but the Bandit's getting Magic Archer, basically going to fully kill it. I go in for a late Ghost here, and then I think I P.E.K.K.A the back again. Let's see what I do. I go in for a Battle Ram at the bridge and then Magic Archer. I was trying to get Geometry on the Magic Archer. Interesting Skeleton Army, I must say. Fireball's going to come in, and that's going to be game. That might not have been a great play. If he had just Mega Knighted out of the way, probably would have lost there. But he sends a bunch of King's Laughs. I don't think he likes that matchup, and I don't blame him, honestly. But still, if I had my emotes unmuted there, I probably would have DM'd him.
My disappointment is immeasurable.
There's going to be against Minor Wallbreaker's Hunter Poison, which is a pretty good matchup. I would say Minor Wallbreaker's Bomb Tower is a good matchup for P.E.K.K.A, Fireball, or Poison. You can just really stack really big pushes, and sometimes their cycle is really awkward. So he splits Wallbreakers, and I wasn't paying close enough attention to go for a Magic Archer. Pro tip, normally you'd play the Magic Archer in the middle, you'd say, so it's closer to both of the Wallbreakers. It's just the most optimal placement. When you play a Magic Archer, you want to play it one tile to the left or right, depending on which lane you want to do, of the middle. So you see how there's the splitting of the lanes right there, and you play it one tile on either side. That's playing it in the middle. It's as middle as you can go. You want to play it one tile over just so the Magic Archer doesn't whiff and allow a wall breaker to connect. Just a small tip, but Bandit Ghost works fine because he still has to answer it. So it's a 6 for 5 trade, and then he goes ahead and wastes a log here. Or not wastes, he just chipped it, gets the log chip damage. So since he doesn't have the log, I go in for a Battle Ram in the back, and then here, this is a really aggressive play in single elixir, but I thought I should do it. Magic Archer, and then I go for a last second Fireball here. He doesn't have a reaction time to place a Hunter, so we get a nice connection, and the Skeletons are going to have to come down. Look at his cycle. He doesn't have anything for the Magic Archer. We're going to get 2 shots on tower damage, and right here, I know he's going to go Wall Breakers, and so the only thing I have to defend it is Ewa Zap, and that is exactly what I do. Ewa Zap going to come down, and we got a ton of damage for free. That was a really, really, really nicely played sequence by me. All he gets is another log on that tower. So we're down 1 elixir, but since he doesn't have any wall breakers in cycle, it's not a big deal. I'm going to be able to defend anything he throws at me. If he goes with a hunter miner push at the bridge, I just bandit out of the way so that she dashes through the hunter's shot, and then I play a ghost on top, and we have a big counter push coming back at him, and I ignore the miner because it doesn't do much damage. However, he just plays a miner. So going into this time of the game, I go in for a magic archer at the bridge just because, you know, like, I had an awkward cycle. I didn't want to play my bandit. She's really easy to counter for a positive trade. Magic archer gets a shot in the middle and forces out a poison. That was an even trade, and now I'm up a lot of elixir. You can see how much elixir I'm up. So he goes for wall breakers. I counter them with the bandit, and that increases my elixir advantage because now he still has to counter my bandit, but that's going to be really difficult for him to do, and so the hunter's going to come down, and that's going to be nice, but now the hunter's really high and up at the bridge, so I just go for my Ewis out of the way. We're going to try and kill this hunter before it can smack again. We do. The bomb tower is going to finish off this push, so P.E.K.K.A does kill the knight, luckily, instead of targeting the skeletons. I see what he was going for, and that would have been really sketchy for me if it had worked. He goes in for a miner here, and I don't know how my ghost, like, didn't target the wall breakers here. I was just going to zap them, it would have been okay. But the ghost does not, and so I get really panicked here. I zap, and then I fireball. That was just a really bad play. I did not need to do all that. I could have just fireballed right there, and he does get a connection, and the damage is now back. That was a really big misplay. However, we're going to P.E.K.K.A the back again. You're always pecking the back in these matchups. Need to be building up those big pushes. So I go for a magic archer in the middle on the knight. I don't want to play my ghost or bandit because it's just going to get countered by the bomb tower. So I go in for the bandit. We fail to protect the magic archer, but the log pushes him out of the way. Magic archer's still alive at 1 HP. He's going to have to poison it, but he poisons the Ewis, and so now he doesn't have any of his spells to kill the magic archer. Magic archer's going to get some nice value here. So I go in for the ghost again. We're just going to shut off this lane from any miner or wall breaker pushes. Now, since we have the ghost there to protect, we're going to go in for a P.E.K.K.A in the back. He's going to pre-bomb tower again. This is a smart play by him because he's going to be able to cycle 2 bomb towers for my battle ram. So here he goes in for a hunter near the bomb tower. I think he should have played it over in the corner, but I was ready for this, and so I quickly zap and fireball. See how that happened. He's bomb tower's out of cycle. He's got to cycle a knight, and so now he's back to his bomb tower, but look at that. I'm actually back to another battle ram. So we go ghost battle ram in the other lane. Ewis is going to die to our poison here, but that doesn't matter. Wallbreaker kite comes in, but he plays one in the same lane, so my ghost one-shots it, and then perfectly played right there. For me, this ghost kills the skeletons along with the P.E.K.K.A getting one, and then I just quickly zap the tower so that the P.E.K.K.A is not being targeted, and P.E.K.K.A gets on. We had a lot going on in the other lane too. I would have magic archered as soon as the knight got into range. That was going to be a really good game right there. That game was over once I got the fireball zap on that hunter. Just really nice. Like, you want to be going split lane pressure, and you want to be trying to get around that bomb tower. If you can kill the bomb tower before your battle ram gets there and make them cycle a second one, you can go for a second battle ram when it's out of cycle. You're looking really good. So the last game I want to share is a mirror matchup here against PC1 Jesse. So mirror matchup is a matchup that I used to be very good at, then I kind of forgot how to play because I didn't play it for a long time, and then today I actually won it twice, which I'm really happy about. So I'm going to try and go over what I did well, because this was definitely a good mirror matchup by me. So I wait as long as I can on that Ewis. You guys should probably play your Ewis sooner. It's not going to affect the interaction. I'm just being fancy because, you know, it satisfies me to be fancy. I zap the tower, just zap the tower, needed to cycle anyway. And he goes for a P.E.K.K.A in the back. We get our Ewis on tower, but this is really bad for me because he's just going to play a late ghost on top of this battle ram, and then I have to P.E.K.K.A now and counter that royal ghost. So it just does not end up working too well, other than that the ghost is going to be aligned with the P.E.K.K.A, so I can just pull the ghost to the middle and kill it, and then go for this late ghost on the battle ram on my own. It's good to let the battle ram connect, just so that your ghost doesn't end up getting caught high. Like, you don't want your ghost to be high, because they can just play a quick bandit and, like, dash through, and it's a lot worse. And you'll take the connection, and then you'll also end up taking all the barb damage. I would just prefer to take the connection and walk away with very little barb damage and a counter pushing ghost. It works out a lot better. It's just a lot safer, especially when you're down elixir like you've been starting handed in the mirror matchup. So bandit's gonna come in and counter his bandit, and then I don't even know what I was hovering here, but I quickly react and we get a nice zap down. I wasn't even hovering my zap there. I'm really happy with that reaction time. We get a bandit on tower that's like 700 damage. He gives us the well played. I was muted at this point. I got BM'd a couple games ago. I was like not having it, so we just muted the emotes there. We're not even down much elixir. He's gonna wait and he's just gonna zap the tower. I don't have anything in hand. I don't want to cycle anything because he's just gonna P.E.K.K.A it. So I let him go for a P.E.K.K.A in the back. He's gonna be able to set the pace of the game. We're up over 1,000 damage, I should say. That's a very good position to be in the mirror matchup. You don't want to be down 4 elixir because my hand is bad. So I wait to see what he's gonna do a little bit, and then I go in for a magic archer, and then I go in for the Ewiz out of the way. So he's gonna fireball, and he knew it immediately. He misses the magic archer. So we're gonna go ghost Balram in the opposite lane here, and Ewiz is coming in on the other lane. I go in for a bandit in front of the magic archer. He's gonna magic archer. I think he panicked a little bit there, and this game was over as soon as he missed that fireball. So I did play that well, but that mistake definitely cost him the game. I don't know how it would have played out if he didn't do that, but you can just goes to show you what one mistake in a mirror matchup can do. So that is going to be it for today's video, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the P.E.K.K.A bridge spam content. It's been a while since I've done it. Been enjoying a lot of other decks as well as P.E.K.K.A, trying to un-one trick, even though I'll still play I'm a bridge spam one trick at heart. You're not going to find me playing much else. But that is going to be it for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hopefully you all have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.